All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another VoiceOver live coaching session. Well, sort of live. I mean, we're live right now, but by the time you're watching this, this has already happened. So live to us, not live to you. Anyway, I'm here with Sal, who's in my community here. Sal, say what's up. Tell us about your journey in VoiceOver. What brought you to this point today? I don't know why I'm yelling.
I don't know why you're yelling. I'm sure I deserve it. So I always wanted to get into voiceover years and years and years ago. And it always just seemed unobtainable. I had no idea at all how to break into it. I'm like, oh, you have to know somebody, or, they don't have classes for this. They do. I couldn't find them. And so fast forward, and I took a course. I'm not going to mention it by name. And I got some stuff out of it, but it just didn't give me all the pieces I needed. And so I had all these little gaps in my information. And then friend of a friend turned me on to you, said, oh, check him out. He also has a community. He knows what he's talking about. And now you can't get rid of me. So here we are.
And how's it been going so far? Like, tell us about your journey. Warts and all.
It's been going great. I'm definitely, I dove in head first. It's at least for me, this is we're doing it. There is no turning back. It's not a question of will it, won't it? It's a question of, okay, how long will it take to get there? And then just keep that traction going. It's something I really want to do. I'd love to get into animation and video games as well. But everything about this is just fun. And I've been learning so much. And I know, like, my biggest thing is get a word or two in, a sentence or two in, and then that voice starts taking over. Yeah. I'm trying so hard to just get that out of here.
You're doing a lot better at it. One thing I will say is that you're really good at letting your actual real life personality transfer over into voiceover. And I assume we're going to see some of that today when we get into the scripts. Sometimes people make a mistake of when they're like trying to be natural and authentic in themselves. They do it in like themselves but dead because they're afraid to be themselves. That's not what being authentic is. Authentic is like you're naturally an outgoing and energetic person, so that should transfer over to your scripts where applicable, when the direction's not like we want it somber and like whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you're doing a really good job of trusting yourself, so just continue on that path. Yeah, man. How you feel about jumping into one of the scripts right now?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's why we're here.
Okay, cool. Well, let's do this. So you've brought a TV narration script, a docu-series, and you brought a commercial. Which one do you want to start with? It's up to you.
Let's start with the narration. What I like about the narration is because it's a little longer, it gives me more of a chance to get in my head. So I get to fight off that voice.
Yeah. It gives you way more of a chance to screw up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I happen to do TV narration, so I can help you with this 100%. I mean, I can help you with the commercial one too, but TV narration is definitely something that I think more people should take a stab at because a lot of people think it's for a select group of people and you have to kind of be in the TV narration scene to be able to get in. And I booked it out of nowhere, just off an audition. This is something that you can definitely do. Your personality will lend to this. So the mistake with this would just to be dry and try and just give the information. Now you want to give information because, you're not really the star of the show. You're helping lead it along. Whatever's happening on the screen, the visuals and all that, that's the front row. And you kind of take the back seat. But you definitely want to let your personality shine through, and you want to make sure your speech is clear and in a way where you're giving information where people can understand it. So don't race through it. Without giving you too much information, why don't you just do a read through and we'll see where you're at with it, okay?
Sure. Like just dry read, nothing crazy, or...
Just dry read, more of a data read. Don't worry about performing it. Just get your mouth around it, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll jump right back into it and see where we can get with this, okay?
Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. From the rise and fall of empires to technological revolutions, human history is a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations. Innovations like the wheel, written language, and the internet have shaped our progress. Wars, revolutions, and pandemics have tested our resilience. Philosophers, scientists, and leaders have guided our journey. Art, music, and literature have enriched our souls. As we continue to explore space and unlock the mysteries of the universe, the history of mankind is a testament to our capacity for both greatness and folly.
Great. Good job. So for anybody who's watching this for the first time, the first read that we do, it's just a data read. I mean, we're just saying it to get our mouth around the words, to find any trouble words, So we're not really putting anything into it yet. And for a data read, that was great. You got through it. What do you notice about the script as you're going through it? Like, what are we talking about? What kind of information can you pull from it?
It's building up. It's giving little chunks of how history built on history.
What literally are we talking about in this script? You can boil it down to one thing.
Evolution.
Sure, but
yeah, like
history.
of mankind, right? Well, yeah, of course, history.
History of mankind. Great. It's just like that's all we need to know.
Fair
right?
enough.
I mean, there's a lot of like technical language in this, right? We're talking about pandemics, resilience, philosophers, scientists, leaders, literature, mysteries, testament to our capacity of both greatness and folly. Like it's kind of like it can be kind of boring language, right?
It can.
I mean,
be.
to me, if you just look at it that way. So what can we do to make people interested in what we're talking about?
I have to give it a little bit of life.
And how do you do that?
I have to, when I read it, this is where conversational comes in. It's I don't want to.
Sure, but what I'm looking for is like, what would make other people interested in you talking about a subject?
Me talking about it like I'm interested in it.
Exactly. 100%. You have to be into this. I'll tell you this. And I think I've said this in another another online, like a live coaching video before. I can't speak today. I had this science teacher in high school, and we were talking about chemistry, and he's talking about the periodic table of elements and like all these things and mathematical equations. And he made it so fucking interesting because he was so into it. It was cool. And at the end of it, he's like, and why does this equal that? Science. And I was like, oh my God, I love science. Or like Bill Nye even. Like how cool is Bill Nye? Because he's like into it. He gets excited over the most mundane things, but he makes it not mundane.
Every Saturday morning, man. Bill Nye was on. I watched him.
Any of those guys. What is it? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, I love him.
Right? So this is that kind of thing. You've got to be into this, and you've got to come across as an expert too. You are Bill Nye. You are Neil deGrasse Tyson. Or is it Neil Tyson deGrasse? I don't know.
No, you were right. The former is correct.
I get that mixed up, and then Channing Tatum, and I call him Tatum Channing sometimes. All those names, I mess them up. I don't know celebrities, man. I'm sorry. So, you, Sal, are you interested in ancient history?
Not particularly.
Okay, but we're on to one thing, though. You are, in fact, a teacher.
I am.
And what do you teach?
I teach music.
Do you like music?
Love music.
Is there a science to music?
There is. There absolutely is. Music theory, and I teach it.
Okay, so what's something simple you can teach me right now about music that I don't know about? Because I just see some lines with some notes and all that. Like, does it even matter if you're on pitch? I don't know. Like, but can you just make up your own note? Is there actual rules to the way music sounds to make it sound good, the way it goes?
There are. There's an idea of it's like sticking to a graph, this works. And once you have an idea of how the rules work, there are a million ways to break them. But until you have the understanding, so.
Is there like a simple rule you can teach me right now? Not to put you on the spot, but is there like a simple concept, something like one of the first things maybe you teach people in music theory? Is there like a theory or something that?
Sure. Something very simple, very basic. When you have all the notes, okay, so like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right, in the musical alphabet, and it's cyclical. It goes all the way around. Once you hit G, it just continues back around to A, and the pitch as you're going up just keeps circling back to A, but the pitch gets higher, or you can just keep going lower. When you have these natural notes, you have also sharps and flats, and the idea is if you make a note sharp, you're raising it. Specifically, you're raising it a half step. So we're talking about semitones within the musical alphabet, but you don't have to worry about that. So
okay, go into the script.
Sure. Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. From the rise and fall of empires to technological revolutions, human history is a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations. Innovations like the wheel, written language, and the internet have shaped our progress. Wars, revolutions, and pandemics have tested our resilience.
Okay, great. Hold on right there. Now, that's great. Now I'm going to throw another level at you right now. One thing we also have to know is who's our audience. Now, we don't know for this specific part, for this specific piece of copy, it could be anybody. Now, if we're reading it to if our audience is sophisticated, college graduates, like in their 40s, 50s, like late 30s, that kind of thing, I think that kind of a read is probably bang on for what you're doing. But what if we're talking to a bunch of kids, we're trying to get interested in evolution and science? How would that affect how you read? How do you talk to children? Like when you're teaching music theory to children, do you change from when you're teaching to adults?
I'm a lot more animated.
Okay, cool. So let's see that side of it. And just don't forget, here's one thing I noticed, like you're doing great, but you're walking a fine line of performing and reading.
I heard it.
We're trying to convey information. That's the point of a docuseries. We're trying to make sure they get what we're saying. We're either narrating what's happening on TV or narrating what we're seeing on TV. We're the same thing. We're either moving the story along or narrating what's literally happening on the screen right now.
Okay. Jumping right in.
So make sure they get it. Jump right back in and make sure they get it.
Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. From the rise and fall of empires to technical revolutions, human history is a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations. Innovations like the wheel, written language, and the internet have shaped our progress. Wars, revolutions, and pandemics have tested our resilience.
Okay, great. Let's stop right there. That's great. What if you think this is the coolest fucking thing in the world? What do you think is the coolest thing in the world?
Playing live.
Playing live? Why?
Live music. Oh, because it's exhilarating.
Well, how? Explain it to me.
You get to take everything that you've practiced, every note, every technique, all the stylistic attributes.
Okay, go into the script.
Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. From the rise and fall of empires to technological revolutions, human history is a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations. Innovations like the wheel, written language, and the internet have shaped our progress. Wars, revolutions, and pandemics have tested our resilience. Philosophers, scientists, and leaders have guided our journey. Art, music, and literature have enriched our souls. As we continue to explore space and unlock the mysteries of the universe, the history of mankind is a testament to our capacity for both greatness and folly. That's
great. It's very good. Now I want to throw one last thing at you. Do just that. Now put a big, stupid smile on your face while you do it.
Bigger and stupider than what I have now?
Don't like increase your volume. Don't go faster. Keep that energy. If anything, slow down, but a big smile on your face while you do it. And watch how much it changes.
Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated...
Hold on. Don't raise your volume. You went about twice as loud as last time. Like,
I got excited.
Yeah. I get it, but contain that excitement, because I can even lower my voice and be like, throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. When you raise your voice and you get attack the mic like that, it comes across as very announcer and performative. And there is an argument that sometimes when you're doing docuseries, you have a bit of an announcer. There's certainly a space for that. We're not going to do this here. We're going to make sure that you're excited. This is the coolest thing ever. You're into it, and make sure that your points are heard, but don't get real loud.
Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. From the rise and fall of empires to technological revolutions, human history is a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations. Innovations like the wheel, written language, and the internet.
Whoa, hold on. You just made the wheel sound like you just glazed over it. Innovations is the wheel. When that was how much did that change the world?
Yeah. Remember when luggage didn't have wheels?
Dude,
I know. I can roll my luggage everywhere now.
Find some kind of transportation that doesn't have wheels, that's not on water, right? The invention of the wheel. Written language, that's how we communicate. And pandemics, that's a little bit of a different flavor, right? Have tested our resilience. So take that part again and, be interested in that. Don't just perform it and say the words. They're on the page, sure, but put some life into it. The fucking wheel. Written language. And pandemics and tested our resilience.
I want to have a shirt.
Philosophers, scientists, and leaders have got to, be interested in this.
Okay, right from innovations,
right from the start, and then ramp up on that part, and give me some life.
Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. From the rise and fall of empires to technological revolutions, human history is a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations. Innovations like the wheel, written language, and the internet have shaped our progress. Wars, revolutions, and pandemics have tested our resilience. Philosophers, scientists, and leaders have guided our journey. Art, music, and literature have enriched our souls. As we continue to explore space and unlock the mysteries of the universe, the history of mankind is a testament to our capacity for both greatness and folly.
Okay, now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. See, like you really have to understand the words. It's not just performing. You have to understand what we're talking about here so you can communicate it. Otherwise, you're just glossing over it. And then your audition will fade into the background with 100 others just like it. And only a few will rise to the top. But they're the ones that communicate what's actually happening. The wheel. Now we know how you feel about the wheel, but we feel that way too. Like, holy shit, the wheel is an incredible innovation, as well as written language. That's huge. Our world, like, we wouldn't be talking right now if written language wasn't invented.
It's true. I'd be nodding and making weird hand gestures.
We wouldn't have computers.
Well, you got to take it.
Nothing would have happened. That's how we 100%. That's how knowledge is shared. But also, I want to put your attention on the first line, because you kind of glazed over that a little bit too, and I feel like we could make that a little bit more clear. Are ancient hunter-gatherers the same thing as sophisticated civilizations?
Not even remotely.
Right. But you said evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. Like, that's not a jump.
Right. I made it even keeled. Right.
You made it even keeled. Remember, this is the coolest thing ever. Otherwise, we're just talking, and they can get an AI to do that.
Fair enough. Whole thing again?
No, just that first line. But don't make it campy. Just understand, evolve from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations, which was where we are right now. That's a big jump, right?
Yeah.
From spears and spearing like saber-toothed tigers to fucking talking to you on a goddamn computer screen.
Yeah. Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations.
Not bad. You put a little bit too much flavor on evolve. You announced the shit
evolved.
Out of that.
Right.
Yeah. Just relax, breathe, and just you can just be like, you can even put a pause to add to the drama. I always like to put a pause wherever I can in the beginning, and it shows confidence to let the dead air hang. If I was to say to you, throughout history,
I need to know.
Mankind has evolved from, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilizations. Now it's clear. So take your time. You don't have to come in like, throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient, It's a little bit too much.
Okay. I'll reel back the excitement.
But give me a little space. After throughout history, give me some space. And if it's too long, we can edit the length out. It's all good. Just give me some confidence. Statement. Throughout history. What? What throughout history? Now I'm paying attention. Instead of talking at me, you've drawn me in.
Throughout history, mankind has evolved from ancient hunter-gatherers to sophisticated civilization.
Great. Good. Great. The rest of it was great too. Like, this is just, there's more to reading scripts, especially in TV narration, than just reading the words off the page. Anybody that spends some time reading out loud can do that. But what's your opinion on it? What flavor do you bring to it? How do you feel about the rise and fall of empires to technological revolutions? And you've got to be interested in it. Otherwise, no one's going to listen. Then you're just like, you're that 7th grade humanities teacher who's just telling you like, all right, today we're going to learn about ancient America or whatever. And the first settlers came here and okay, God, I'm asleep.
Just trying to make their way to retirement. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lois and Clark and okay, heard it. Enough. Let's move on to sun chips.
Done.
Okay, now my challenge to you is, this is a short commercial, everybody. This is like
3 lines.
It's a 15-seconder.
Yeah.
In these 3 lines, you got to give some personality. Now, before we start, we'll do a data read to start with before we do it. Actually, do the data read right now, then we'll talk, okay? So just read it, no performance, just read through it.
Sun chips creates a sensory experience in each bite. The crispy wave of the chip swiftly disintegrates into delicious flavor. Sun chips makes eating healthy fun, and that's why we get so much love.
What are we literally talking about?
Sun chips taste great.
We're talking about sun chips tasting great. About you liking sun chips, right? Do you, Sal, personally like sun chips?
I do. I do like sun chips. Yeah.
Are there any chips that you like better than sun chips?
Depends on the day. Sun chips are a damn fine time.
Okay, so if I had a magical wand and I could say, Sal, I'm going to create whatever kind of chips you want, would you pick sun chips?
You know what? I got one. Deep River, horseradish, cheddar, kettle chips.
Okay, so the core of art is specificity, and you just nailed it on the head. I've never heard of these chips, but I could see in your face that you love these fucking chips. What are they called again?
The company is Deep River. I'm not getting paid by them, by the way. Deep River. I can't find them anymore, and now it's the monkey on my back. I need to get these chips again. So there's that in there too.
That's how you know they're good.
Yeah, really good. Deep River horseradish cheddar kettle chips.
Horseradish cheddar kettle chips. So they're a little spicy. They're like,
yeah.
Okay, great. That's good. What do you like about them in your own words?
They have this awesome, they have the cheddar flavor, the cheddar powder, whatever. It's not overdone, but you have the horseradish, which gives it that little bit of bite, and you get a really good crunch out of them when you get in there. So each chip.
Okay, go into the script. Yeah. Just be just like how you are right now. Let your personality run through.
Sun chips create a sensory experience in each bite. The crispy wave of the chip swiftly disintegrates into delicious flavor. Sun chips makes eating healthy fun, and that's why we get so much love.
Good. Pretty close. Pretty good. You put a lot of flavor on flavor. You got a little performative on there.
Too much flavor on flavor?
Yeah. And like you let your personality fly for sure, but you also increase your volume by like a ton. Like that it's what we all do when we first start doing voiceover. We go to the mic and then we think we need to raise our voice into the mic, but the mic amplifies your voice. So you don't need to change your voice. You can get excited about stuff in a normal way and then just go, sun chips create a sensory experience in each bite. The crispy wave of the chips swiftly disintegrates into delicious flavor. You don't need to be like, sun chips create a, you know what I mean? You don't. So like, tell me more about this kettle chips, and then like, just don't change the level of your voice. Just keep it the same and just go into the script, talking the same way you're talking. So what are they called again? Horseradish something chips?
Yeah, the Deep River horseradish cheddar kettle chips.
Like, are they crispy, like super crispy, or what?
Yeah. You're getting a good crunch on each chip, and the flavor is perfectly balanced.
Can't go into the script.
Yeah. Sun chips create a sensory experience in each bite. The crispy wave of the chip swiftly disintegrates into delicious flavor. Sun chips makes eating healthy fun, and that's why we get so much love.
Closer. You're still like, you're changing a bit. You're going into like trying to sound good. When I'm telling you about the chip, you're like, oh yeah, you're thinking about what you're going to say, right? That's what we do in real life when the words are coming off the top of our head. We think about it before we say it. So there's natural cadence that's kind of choppy a bit. So you don't have to look at this and just go, sun chips create a sensory experience in each bite. You could almost be like sun chips create a sensory experience in each bite. Like as if you're discovering the words that you're saying. You don't just have to say it straight through just because you're reading it like you would in real life. So again, and really try to capture this essence. Tell me more about these chips. What else can you tell me about these chips?
Well, they're orange. I don't know how much more depth
Even
I can
how you
get.
just did that. Well, they're orange. Like, would you ever attack a script like that?
No.
But that's you. That's your personality. And that's what we need for you to like really start working. Because no one can duplicate that. But if you watch really, really, really good ads, people's personalities just shine through. And they do things in a way that would be so unexpected because they're doing it from themselves, from their own personality. They're letting it fly and not just in volume. So tell me more about the chips.
I don't know how much more.
Where do they come from?
I have no idea. I'm a Deep River, I assume.
Okay, what else is it? What's your favorite food on the face of the planet? It could be anything.
Oh, we're getting specific to my mother's lasagna.
Okay, what do you like about the lasagna? How does she make it? Does she put cottage cheese and stuff in it?
No, Jesse.
I don't know.
Cottage cheese. Well,
I don't know. They did. I was in Italy and I had lasagna with cottage cheese in it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
No, you have ricotta cheese and mozzarella, and you have the crumbled sausage and meat all mixed together, and then you have to layer it specifically.
What does it taste like?
Oh my God, it's heaven on a plate, my man. It's so
Okay,
damn
go
good.
into the script.
Sun chips creates a sensory experience in each bite. The crispy wave of the chip swiftly disintegrates into delicious flavor. Sun chips makes eating healthy fun, and that's why we get so much love.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's great. That's great. You could even put more of your personality into it and all that, but you're getting close. Like you got to figure out. It's not just figuring it out. It's more like just practicing it and just when you're doing your auditions, don't be afraid to let your freak flag fly. Say that 3 times fast. Meaning, just be you. So there's a million ways you could do this, and none of them are wrong and none of them are right. They'll probably give you a direction for this. Like, we're looking for something upbeat, friendly, guy next door, no announcers, which is really just code word for we're looking for someone with personality to be themselves. And you got a serious shot at something like this. This is like right up your alley. If you can figure out how to like just have all your own idiosms and your own personality and all your tics and all that come through in the script. It's a fun one. I mean, it even says Sun Chips makes eating healthy fun. And if there's one word that I could describe your personality style, it's fun. You are a fun man. So this is your kind of thing.
Yeah, I would definitely do, if I were doing this as an audition, I would definitely do 2 takes, and one would probably be pretty over the top, you know, fun and big, but over the top.
Well, one thing I would say is when you do an over the top take, I would always put that one last, and I would do 3 takes for this. It's super short. They'll probably tell you 2-3 takes max is the usual direction you get for something like this, but they'll probably allow 3 for something this short. You do 1 conversational, 1 super over the, I wouldn't say super over the top, but like whatever floats your boat. Hey man, there's voice actors out there that pride themselves on doing 1 take that's so off the wall just to get noticed. And they'll put that one last and people are like, oh, whoa. But they'll put their conversational and like regular sort of like normie kind of voice in first, just so they know that they can, they know that they can do, you know, what's in vogue, but then just like some crazy shit. Like there's a ad out there, and I think I've told it to you before, one for B&H Photo, and there's like this voice in the background of it. It's so good. I think it's a celebrity's voice, but it's just so much personality. It doesn't sound like a voiceover at all.
I'm trying to recall I don't know if
And then there's the Oscar Isaac Nike commercial.
I still have that tab up. I rewatch that like once a week. It's like 2 minutes of just, he just kills it the whole time through.
Yeah.
It's
makes
so
sense.
good.
Yeah. Because acting is like not acting. It's being you and bringing all of you to a role and not schmacting, not faking it, really being you. So instead of being performative on this, you bring your own personality. This, you'll knock it out of the park. You got it in you to be like an Oscar Isaac type guy for sure.
Oh, thanks, man.
That being said, any questions, any comments about anything we went through and all that?
There will always be a million questions. I'm sure I have 1,000 comments, and, you know, just internalize it all, take the tools, add it to the toolbox, and just keep going, man. This is just one moment in the whole journey. So, you know, that's it. Gonna keep going.
Keep it up, buddy.
That's it.
You're doing great.
Thanks, man.
All right, everybody. That is the end of our show. We're calling it a show now. I don't know. The end of the coaching. If you're interested in getting on the YouTube channel, doing something like this, join the community, learn how to work the way we work. We've got classes every week with myself. They other cool stuff going on. Just check the links below, and you can jump on a free 15-minute call with me to talk more and learn more about it. Other than that, I'm Jesse. This is Sal, and we will see you next time. Say goodbye, Sal.
Take care, guys.
All right. Awesome.